My next guest is the former mayor of South Bend, Indiana, a New York Times best-selling author, and the nominee for United States Secretary of Transportation. It is my pleasure to welcome back to the show Mayor Pete Buttigieg. Hey, Mayor Pete, thank you so much for being on our show and coming back. You're in Washington, D.C. right now because you attended the President Biden's inauguration today. You were the first person I saw this morning to enter almost. How did it feel to be there?
It was amazing. It was moving. It was reassuring to be on those Capitol steps where just 2 weeks earlier we'd seen those horrifying images of a mob seeking to take over the Capitol. What we saw today was one of the most important and oldest rituals in American democracy, that transfer of power. And I think for a lot of us, things that maybe we used to think of as boring or take for granted, on a day like this, at a time like this, actually meant a lot, that there was that continuity. The president, I thought, gave a great speech. There were these musical performances, Garth Brooks, J-Lo, Gaga, and also this amazing poet, Amanda Gorman, who really set the tone for the day. So it was a great day.
She was amazing. I saw when you were one of the first people to get there, and I know you probably can't, being where you are in your stature, but you can't. I couldn't help but get emotional watching everything. Just even everyone just coming, the way that the Capitol was decorated. It made me so patriotic and so proud, and just seeing the flag flying, and I go, yes. It just made me. It was like. I felt like I was, like in a George M. Cohan song or something.
Yeah, I didn't used to care about symbols as much, especially when I was first getting involved in public service when I was mayor. I cared about policy. I cared about getting things done, and events didn't mean as much to me. But I think with everything we've been through as a country, we realized that those symbols matter. The continuity of it matters. The kind of process that we go through, because it reminds us of the stability of the country. It reminds us what we're trying to protect when we protect American democracy.
What do you think is next for President Biden, and how he's going to get the country to unite?
Well, I think we saw in his speech that he's calling out to everybody. He's making clear he wants to be a president for everyone, whether you voted for him or not. But I think in the long run, the best way to unite the country will be to deliver results. I know that's going to be his focus. The best way, I think, to bring people together is to make sure that life in this country gets better, that our economy is strong, that there's safety, that there's justice and equity. And there's a ton of work starting right away. And it really starts, of course, with defeating the pandemic. So it was great that even before the inauguration, as president-elect, he laid out the first steps of that plan. Now, as president, he's already working to deliver them, and I'm excited to be part of the team to make that happen.
I don't know if I'll be able to call you Mayor Pete anymore, because hopefully tomorrow you will be confirmed for the role of Secretary of Transportation. This is a historic nomination. You'll be the first millennial cabinet member. And you'll also be the first openly gay person to serve in a cabinet position. What does that all mean to you, or have you even thought about it?
Yeah, it means a lot. I can remember being in high school, watching on the news when President Clinton nominated someone to be an ambassador who didn't even get the chance to get a vote in the Senate because he was gay. And it sent a message. At that age, I hadn't really thought that I would be serving in public service like I am now, but it sent a message, not only that gay people might be denied a chance to serve, but also denied a chance to belong. So the fact that, 20-some years later, tomorrow I'll go before a committee and hopefully receive a vote that will make it possible once the confirmation vote comes up to become a confirmed cabinet member. I just hope that sends a different, better, opposite message to some kid who's watching right now, that you have every right to belong, every right to serve, every right to be part of this country.
4 years from now, what do you hope that you will have accomplished in the role?
I'd love to be able to look back on a tenure as secretary and say, first of all, that travel was and remained safe for workers and for travelers, but also above and beyond that America restored its leadership role when it came to infrastructure. We've fallen behind. We've been expected to tolerate roads and bridges falling into disrepair, passenger rail being way behind what our fellow our counterparts, citizens in other countries, are able to enjoy. Just a lot of things where we've settled for less, and I think now's a chance to do something about that. I'd love to be able to look back on these years and say this was when electric vehicles became much more widely adopted, and the possibilities there with technology around electric vehicles, around automated vehicles, if we can get the safety part right, and a whole bunch of other things that are coming could allow us to say that America became better prepared for the climate crisis, more just, and more economically sound because we did what we had to do when it came to infrastructure. I know it's seen as kind of a nerdy topic sometimes, but I think it's one of the most interesting things that is before the administration right now, and I'm really excited to do my part.
Good luck tomorrow, and anything we can do to help, and we'd love to have you back on the show whenever. Thank you so much for coming on the show, Mayor Pete Buttigieg.
On and on and on. I said, and it's on.